What is up, YouTube? Welcome to this Sherlock review. So, we've had a year without Sherlock on our television screens, and it seems like every year this passes, the show and the season seems to get absolutely shorter and shorter. And obviously, it will because of, well, Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman's stock has considerably risen since they started the show back in 2010. Now, I never expected someone like Benedict Cumberbatch to A, be portraying Doctor Strange, and B, I never expected it to be a Doctor Strange film. But there is, and this is causing delays to our beloved Sherlock. But when I was watching it with my partner, I said, well, I kind of like the fact that, well, it takes so long to come to our screens again, and the fact that the seasons are getting just a tad shorter. But it is bittersweet. Now, on Twitter, a lot of you were not liking this episode, I noticed. I noticed there was a lot of you not enjoying the whole Mary part of the show. And, well, I do personally miss the times when each week we would have a case being solved and would have like a kind of standalone thing going on. But as these characters grow, we can't simply just have them solving cases left, right and centre. Yes, the mystery of Mary being a kind of super undercover agent, bit of a shock, bit confusing, but I've digested it. Just like Christmas dinner, it's digested and now I'm all fine. So there is that. So I can understand why people aren't really liking it. They want it to be a very pure show. And in the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle books, Mary wasn't really mentioned that much whatsoever. And that's that. But I did enjoy the return of Sherlock to our screens. And at the start, I was sitting there like, hold on a minute, why is he so, like, they were like, he's clean, but he's clearly off, like, on something, because he's so chirpy and cheerful and tweeting. I never would have thought that Sherlock would be a prolific tweeter of all things, considering that he took a long while for him to get his head around the Sherlock blog that Watson made for him. So there is that. And I kind of feel that the mystery, well, I think that the mystery at the start of the show that featured the kid somehow dying in the actual car. Now, in season 1 or 2, that would be an entire episode. But now we have this huge Agra mystery going on. Now, I really did I did enjoy the episode. Maybe it's because of the fact that it's been so long that it's not been on our screens, but I kind of think that they were clutching at straws with the USBs around their necks. I kind of think, you know what, they wouldn't be going on a mission with it around their neck. They would like have it in a safe place, and if they wanted to turn someone in, then they would be like, look, it's in, like, you know, my sock drawer or something crazy like that. But that was kind of a bit jarring, I think, them having that around their neck. And also having it in the bust of Margaret Thatcher was just very, very strange. I feel like Stephen Moffat's trying to say something there with this episode and the whole thing going on with Tories and all that kind of business here in the UK. But it's a very weird episode. They had, I can't remember his name, I think it was Toby Jones, who is going to be in the next episode. We've also got the mystery of Miss Me as well. So that's all going on there. And I was a bit disappointed because I thought we would get a brand new villain in this episode that would go across all 3 of the episodes of this season, but we didn't. And I kind of found BBC's marketing for this episode incredibly strange, in the fact that it wasn't what I expected at all, which is no problem. It's just I got hyped for Toby Jones being in this episode, and he's going to be gloriously fucking evil in the next episode. And we're getting all kinds of MCU connections here. We've got Martin Freeman, who's in Civil War, we've got Doctor Strange, and we've also got Red Skull's science dude there as well, who also featured in Winter Soldier. So it's just really weird that that's actually happening. But the episode, I feel, felt a bit fragmented. We had this bit at the start which led us on to this thing going on in Georgia, and I was like, oh yeah, Georgia got invaded. I completely forgot about that. And it's just very odd thing to choose for a MacGuffin for this episode. But hey, they chose it. The acting was absolutely fantastic, and I think that maybe the killing off of Mary Watson was somewhat of a address of the issues for the people who did not actually like her. So she weirdly saved Sherlock, which I don't understand why she did that. I don't know why her character would have done that. Who knows? Who bloody knows? And now the bromance is gone. And I'm confused as to why Watson is blaming Sherlock for this, because he was actually the one trying to save her. He was living up to his vow, like he said, to Mycroft. And I love the fact there was a lot of Mark Gatiss in this episode, because I can't go too long without having Mark Gatiss on my TV screen. Absolutely perfection on this episode. A lot of fun to see him in this one. So where is he going to go next? That's the question, because, well, we've got this whole thing. I kind of feel they're marketing it having him come back. Having Moriarty possibly come back is something which you can't market it without him not coming back whatsoever. You can't do that. It'd be ridiculous. And then we've also got our brand new villain next week. So I think we're going to get a return to the sort of Watson and Holmes themselves solving mysteries, as opposed to having a super agent wife. One thing in this episode I found really stupid was the flashback. I felt like they were doing that flashback so he would reveal his secret, his indiscretion, and then it'd all be okay. But then they didn't. So I kind of feel that it was a strong start, but once we got into the whole Mary Watson issues, that kind of made the show very, very messy. All just so they can kill her off there. Now, I kind of think that maybe you could have had a different villain kill him off and create that kind of tension. I felt that death was a bit wasted. This woman who we haven't really seen before, and she was just like, there. And the big reveal was that it was her and not the woman who was on this special council. But next week, I'm excited, at 9:30, I believe it is next week on BBC One. So that's it. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. See you soon. Goodbye.